know what it is. Welcome to Fight Night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Different, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Mix it up
a little bit, you know what I mean?
Mix it up. We, keep them on their toes. Keep them on their toes.
What's good with you, boy? How you doing today?
Feeling great. I love it. This is like my favorite day of the week. I get to come here. We get to talk our shit, and then later tonight, I get to talk shit to Gerard once the Lakers wash Denver later tonight. So this is gonna be a great night.
And then usually we have Gerard backstage, but he didn't show up today for whatever reason. We know what that reason was. We know what it was. He's ducking smoke. He definitely ducking smoke.
He didn't want it. Not at all.
He would do that. That figures. He talk a lot of shit in the group chat, but not showing up today. That makes sense.
What are you gonna do? All good though.
Well, let's get into it, man. Fight Night episode 11. First topic we got.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier is passing on his title shot.
Let's be a little more specific.
Okay, all right. Dustin Poirier is passing on his title shot because he does not want to fight Michael Chandler.
He doesn't believe Chandler is the number one guy. And I agree with it. Is this going to go well for him? I don't know. I mean, to his credit, there are some other big money fights out there for him. So, it wouldn't be that I don't think it would derail his career to some terrible, thing. But I mean, basically, Dustin said, and we talked about it last week. He said, "I'm not fighting Michael Chandler. Chandler should not be the next fight. I'm not fighting him." And he basically just doubled down on that and said, if they're insisting on Chandler fighting for the title, then he can fight Oliveira and I'll go elsewhere. Because if that's what y'all are doing with this title, then I don't want it. They know who the real and here's the thing for Dustin right now. He knows he's in the John Jones spot. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all know who the real champ is, right? If Khabib is gone, y'all know who the real champ is. And he knows that. He knows that's the case. So it's a card that he can pull. And I don't think his fans are going to take that away from him. If he goes, fine, then let them have it. Because he believes Oliveira's number one contender. I agree with him that Oliveira's the number one contender. And that's the fight to make. But I also understand that, look, like you said, once Chandler get that all-American USA stuff going, it's
the money fight. That's just what it is. After the promo, at first I thought the knockout was cool. I was like, all right. I picked him to win the fight, so I wasn't surprised.
Right.
But when I saw the promo on the mic, I was like, yeah, he just pushed himself all the way in the number one contender. And then, like we said, him being the fighter that they had on hold just in case Khabib or Gaethje couldn't go, he was the replacement, showed me right then and there that he's the number one contender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think Oliveira's hurt by the fact that he can't speak English, which is unfair, but it doesn't make it not reality.
He could go get. Can he go get Alberto Del Rio's ring announcer or some shit?
That would be the greatest shit, dog. If he did that, that'd be the greatest shit. Always loved that. That was my shit. And he's also Oliveira is the worst combination for a top contender. He's a very difficult fighter to beat. Ridiculous jiu-jitsu. Good striking, but he also doesn't bring about that big fan base. He doesn't have the most exciting style because his number one thing is his jiu-jitsu. So for a fighter in a bigger position, it's hell no. Why would I? Nah. That.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. It happens to a lot of people. Gerard, you can say what you want. You wasn't back here. So you know what it is.
I was just gonna let Corey get his shit off. That's why I put it. That's why I put it up there.
You know this. What you want to put on it, Gerard? I'll leave it at that. What you trying to put on it?
Boy, still wait, hold up. Football season over, goddamn. I don't want my cases. I just thought about. Thank you, Corey. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, Corey.
There you go. But yeah, Oliveira's a difficult fighter, and I don't agree with Dustin just saying, "Well, fine," and just let them fight for it. Though like I said, I understand his point of view, but I do agree with him that it should be him and Oliveira from a martial artist standpoint, which is always kind of it's obviously become so much of entertainment. From a martial artist standpoint, who are the two best, most deserving fighters to fight for the belt right now? To me, it's Dustin and Oliveira, because I don't give it great. You knocked out Hooker. That's outstanding. That was a great accomplishment. I'll take Oliveira dominating Ferguson for 15 straight minutes over that. To me, it's not the flashiest, but to me, that's more impressive. Destroying someone who doesn't get destroyed like that. Granted, Ferguson was coming off a loss, but it's still that's still Tony fucking Ferguson. The man had lost one fight in however many fights he he was on felt like a 15-fight win streak.
Right.
So to me, that's the fight to make. And as we'll mention later, Dustin not only has the McGregor trilogy fight that will still draw numbers regardless of what people think. It will still draw better numbers than 95% of UFC pay-per-views. He's got another fight that's building up as well right now. So he doesn't have to.
Right. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to read where Dustin's head is at right now, because everywhere from him saying that he doesn't enjoy the process of fighting anymore to I don't know if you've seen his interviews lately, but it seems more of Dustin's pissed off at the MMA community and the UFC for being doubted so much. So I don't know if this is just a product of him just being like, yo, fuck you, because you doubted me and you tried to put me in no-win situations and I've came on top the whole time. And possibly, I honestly feel like Dustin probably feels like the title should have been on the line anyway.
He said that.
In between him and Conor. That should have been the title fight.
He 100% has said that. I'm almost positive he said that exact thing, that should have been the title fight as it was.
Right. So he feels like he's the champ. So I get it, but I still wouldn't pass on that Chandler fight though. I don't know why, bro. Oliveira, Chandler. I'm gonna go with Chandler. I get that Oliveira dominated Tony Ferguson. But at the same time, we was having questions about if Tony was going to be able to come back and beat Tony Ferguson after that ass kicking he took by Gaethje anyway. So there's legit argument to be made that maybe Charles need one more fight. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm not saying it is again, I think he's number one contender. Is there arguments to be made? Of course. Is there would it be just completely unfair for Oliveira to have to fight one more fight? No, especially if it is against Chandler. If it's that's the case, then you can have him fight Chandler and that can be the number one contender spot, because I think, to your point, I do think Dustin's pissed off. I think Dustin feels like he's the champ. He hasn't been given the belt, and now he's trying to pull some power. No, fuck this. Why? Why do I have to keep doing this? No, I already beat your king and Conor. I took the loss on the chin to Khabib. Cool. I came back and took out one of arguably the number one prospect in this weight class in Hooker, and then I went and beat your king, the MMA god and Connor. Give me my belt and give me the stuff that I want. Like, if I'm sorry, we talk about it all the time. For someone, for instance, if Kevin Holland wins his next fight and he keeps talking shit about Izzy, and Izzy says, "Fuck that, give me Holland next," he's getting Holland next. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Dustin believes he should have that kind of power after the shit that he's had to go through, and I can't fault him for that. I don't disagree that he deserves that kind of call, and it's not like he's calling out some random undeserving person. He's calling out to many people the most dangerous person in the division.
Right.
I'm taking the money fight. Starting legacy fights in that division right now. Khabib's shadow still looms too large. I think Khabib's shadow looms until Khabib retires.
No, honestly, I think it's Dana. This is Dana's fault. Like, this is Dana. This is Dana's fuck up. Like, bro, he told you he doesn't want to fight. You keep trying to push it, and like it's been months now. Like, Khabib does not want to fight. Dana's he's admitted to it though.
Yeah,
Dana is the one that's holding up the division right now.
Yep.
Period. Until Dana strips him, the whole fucking division is in limbo. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way telling of if there's going to be a legacy fight because everybody's still stuck to see what Dana's going to do with the title.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Dana's been pushing and pushing and pushing. I'm going to talk to Khabib again. I think I can convince him. I think there's a chance. He has been full on just pushing and pushing and pushing. And Khabib's like, I got other shit to worry about. I'm not thinking about it right now. That is a fact. To that point, if he and I don't like, I hope they don't use that terminology. So we stripped him of the belt. Khabib retired, belt's vacated, or Khabib's retired. We're retroactively making that last fight a title fight, and Dustin's the champ.
Right.
Which to me is what it should be. Worst case, it's vacated, and Dustin's gonna fight whoever for the vacated belt.
Right.
I'm not mad at either one of those. I think Dustin earned the belt. To me, he's got who are the other guys? The other guy beat Gaethje. I beat him too. So what else do you want me to do? But
quick question though.
Yes.
If Dustin was to fight Michael Chandler, who you got winning the fight?
I got Dustin. Respect to Chandler. I think Chandler gained a lot of my respect with that performance. He's way more athletic, and with his level changes and his feints were way quicker and way more athletic than I gave him credit for. And I was dead wrong in that fight. Even though, I mean, look, we've seen there's been far greater fighters than Michael Chandler who've looked like shit when they first got in the octagon. I'm looking at you, Shogun Rua. Like, let us never forget that. But I would take Dustin in that fight. I think Dustin, and you know what? I think if they were to do that, I think Dustin would be so pissed. Like, he'd go even harder. I think, fine. Y'all want me to fight this motherfucker? All right, bet. Watch what I do to y'all, this motherfucker y'all keep trying to push. Like, I could see that. I could absolutely see that. But I still think you put those four on the same card.
Yeah, definitely.
Some combination. You put those four on the same card. Whether it's Chandler, Gaethje, and Poirier Oliveira, or Poirier, Chandler, and Gaethje Oliveira. That should be the main and co-main for a pay-per-view. But do it. Give them some time, as you know, slight segue. And Charles Oliveira, they offered Oliveira and Chandler a short notice fight for next Saturday's pay-per-view. The fuck out of here. What, like, to me, that what Chandler accepted and Oliveira said fuck that. And rightfully so. I I just took Ferguson on 20 days notice and destroyed him. Now you want me to take another motherfucker on less than 2 weeks? No. When in the eyes of the uncrowned champ, I'm the number one contender. And you want me to not just take another fight, but take this fight on a week and a half notice. Fuck out of here. That to me is the UFC trying to get Oliveira out the way. That's how I look at it. Chandler just fought. He's closer to me. Chandler's probably closer to peak condition, closer to fighting weight, so he wouldn't have to.
What did he give him? What 4 minutes tops?
Yeah, right. He's closer to fighting weight, I'm sure, so he wouldn't have to cut as much weight. Like, this would be a much easier cut for Chandler, in my opinion. I don't know where they stand right now. I might be wrong on that. Could be absolutely wrong. But it would seem that Chandler is more closer to where you need to be to fight at his best than Oliveira is. And that would be a way to get Oliveira out the way so that they can make Chandler Poirier, which is what they want to do. And Oliveira said, I'm not playing your fucking games. And kudos to him. If you want to still do the fight, I'm not mad at them doing the fight. If Dustin doesn't want to do it and they do it as either a title fight or a title eliminator, number one contender, either way of that, I'm 100% fine with it. But 10 days? Nah, fuck out of here. Give the man a fight. Give the man a fight camp. Like he's earned a fucking fight camp for a fight of this magnitude. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't trust Dana. I don't like the whole lightweight division fucking with Dana. Like it's Dana's gonna get pissed off, and like somebody's gonna pay for this shit. Like you know how Dana operate. I wouldn't be surprised if it fucks around and it's Chandler versus Gaethje for the title. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like,
oh my god.
Well, we'll see though.
Oh my god.
We'll see.
I'm mad because you're absolutely right, though.
You know how Dana is, bro. Like Dana's not going to hold this many L's to so many fighters. He's just not. Like there's not too many fighters that's going to tell Dana what they're going to do. You're under contract with the UFC. Eventually, Dana's going to be like, "Yo." Eventually, Dana's going to be like, "All right, look. All of y'all are not Khabib. Like I could understand Khabib having this type of power. He didn't even really give Conor this type of power. Only person that had this type of power to tell Dana who he's not going to fight is Khabib.
I hate that.
Yeah, buddy.
I hate it. I understand. Yes, I understand its reality, but that's ridiculous. Like. I'm an employee. Like, and here's the other thing, because the Dana follows the WWE model. You're independent contractors, but you're under contract here. It ain't like you can go fight elsewhere. So we just gotta. I hate that he tries to put people in these terrible situations, and when they say no, I don't want to fight in this awful situation, he uses that as a reason to discredit them. That's what pisses me off, and that's what I can't stand. Omar has every right to say, why would I say the uncrowned champ is calling me out and saying we need to fight for the belt? Why would I fight this guy on less than 2 weeks' notice? That makes zero sense. That's stupid. Like, that is unbelievably makes zero sense for Oliveira. And now Oliveira can get discredited and get tossed to the side for that. That's bullshit. Like, if that's the case, and I know it very well might be, if it is, like, that's absolutely awful. And that's just not because I'm an Oliveira fan. Like, that could go with anyone. That would be terrible. Like, literally, that's going, hey, Francis Ngannou, fight John Jones next week. What? No. Well, fine then. We're just going to do Jones and Stipe. Huh? What do you mean?
I'm not saying that it's going to happen like that, but I'm just saying the division needs to be careful at this point because there's too much of a logjam at the top of that division when people not wanting to fight each other. You get what I'm saying? Somebody's just going to have to eventually
There's only been one person who said they wouldn't fight. There's Poirier saying he's fighting Chandler. I don't think Oliveira wouldn't fight Chandler. I think he's going not on fucking 10 days. Or if you're not going to give me the title fight, then at least make it a fucking interim title or something.
Right.
Like, I'm getting – I think if they were like, it's going to be for the interim title. But at 260 or 261, I think Oliveira would take that fight.
Right.
But I'm not getting anything out of it. It's literally an unofficial number one contender. And we know how quick – let's say, okay, that's going to be a number one contenders fight. But then what if Max decides I'm coming up to lightweight? And I want to fight Dustin. I want to rematch with, I want to – or I want to fight Gaethje. Let's say Max says, I'm going to come up to lightweight. I'm going to fight Gaethje. And around that same time, Max beats Gaethje. Then what are you doing with the number one contenders fight? Now,
I can actually see Max beating Gaethje.
You know what I mean?
I can see Max beating Gaethje.
Like, it's a number one contenders fight unless something else crazy happens. Or Max comes up and fights Conor and beats Conor or something like that. Now, it was a number one contenders fight, but look, Max has done this. Like, you never know how shit like that works. So you can't take that risk unless there's something tangible on the line. And I'd say that for Chandler. I mean, kudos to Chandler for willing to do that, but I say that on his point too. Like, it's crazy to do that with nothing tangible on the line because shit changes regularly. We've seen it over and over and over again. This was the number one contender fight until it wasn't as entertaining of a fight as Dana White thought it should have been. Now it's someone else's job. Like, that type of shit happens. Fuck, look how long it's taken out Jermaine Sterling to get his goddamn title fight. The motherfucker been waiting for like a year. Like, you don't know. So I in no way I'm not, I have zero ill will towards Oliveira for not taking it. Like, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite him in the ass.
My opinion, I think the Poirier and Chandler fight is happening anyway.
Probably.
I've seen this before, bro. Yeah. I've seen this before where he's like, "Yeah, I'm not fighting him." Okay.
If there were betting odds, that'd be the clear betting favorite. Like, far and away, that'd be the betting favorite. I agree with that.
It's happening. I think it's going to happen, regardless of it. All right, next topic. I'll let you lead this one because I happen to not seen anything about this as much as I've been paying attention to MMA. I didn't see this, so you lead the way on this one. You tell me what's going on.
So Poirier, as you know, has been talking about different potential people he could fight. One of the names he brought up was Nate Diaz.
Actually, his press conference after he beat Conor, he did mention that Nate Diaz has been talking shit on Twitter. He did say that. Okay. And
so later after, which I think is from the hospital after his fight. No, because this is from the same day. Excuse me, those are Nate's tweets from the same day. So Nate sounded like put out a tweet basically saying he's going to be at 170. And we talked about Dana previously said he's working on a potential fight for Nate at 170, or it wasn't Ferguson. Like, he was working on the Diaz fight that was intriguing that wasn't Tony Ferguson. And then after Diaz tweeted this picture of him like working out or whatever, he retweeted a video from what I assume was Poirier in the hospital at some point. And Poirier said, talking all this shit about steroids, fuck you, Nate. And Nate responded saying, those are fighting words, so fuck a weight class. So there's something there. They could, I mean, that's easily could be a 155 or a 170 fight. That's definitely a huge money fight. Even off Nate, it's still a big money fight.
Huge money fight though. Like
huge. It
depends how fast they do it. Because I think Poirier, even though he just beat Conor, I believe that light's going to dim eventually.
I'd say it's top 10 fights they can make right now.
Of course. I give you top 10. I definitely, I give you top 10.
It's not like Izzy, Jones level.
No,
It's
no, no,
not
no, no, no,
that,
no, 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 definitely.
but it is still a huge. It's still a big fight. It's a bigger fight than Poirier fighting Chandler or Oliveira or the Gaethje, for that matter. I'd say the only fight that could be bigger is Conor, and I'm not sure that's as big right now because we just saw him knock him out. So it's
You already know
arguably
how I feel. I don't want Conor to fight anybody but Diego Sanchez at this point. Like,
keep trying to say, or RDA as you're trying to save him. Poirier.
I have to. It's in my best interest to protect my fighter. Get out of here.
There you go. There you go. Protect your fighter. So I mean, all that being considered, I do think this could be Poirier's biggest fight that he could make. Like this is a fight that they'd be on SportsCenter, getting a SportsCenter interview. They'd be on a First Take or Undisputed. Like they would, maybe Undisputed because it's the ESPN thing, but they could be on a First Take on a SportsCenter because of this fight. I don't think he's getting that with Oliveira. Maybe Chandler, but I don't. He's definitely not getting that with Oliveira. So, and again, the build-up for this would be fucking fire. Call it what it is. The build-up for this would be entertaining as shit.
Yeah.
So, listen, Nate's always with smoke. That's what Nate does. So, I'll be down for it. I think I'd lean Poirier. There's very few people I'd have beaten Poirier around that weight right now.
Right now? At 155, yes, I definitely have Poirier. But at 170, I still have Poirier. I still have Poirier winning, man. It's hard for me to doubt Poirier right now, man.
Agreed. I 100% agree with you. I'm not sure who I'd have beating Poirier in that weight class. I don't think I would at 155 or anyone who could make 155. Now going up to 170 and fighting a couple of those, that's a whole other story. And even then, I'd have him, favored over a handful of those guys. But it's hard not to pick. I'm done doubting Dustin. I've learned my lesson. You hit the point. It's like, all right, shut me up. I'm not down Dustin right now. But I do think that'd be a fun fight. And even Dustin said, like, does it make sense with like a title shot probably coming or whatever? No, but it'd be a fun, entertaining fight. And Dustin is Dustin is another one who's about, like, Dustin could fight for the BMF title. And he'd be like, yeah, I see it. Like that wouldn't come as some out of left field type shit. So I'd be down for the fight. Like, to me, that's if they're insistent, if Poirier is really going to back up what he's saying and going, if y'all gonna have Chandler fight for the belt, then have Chandler and Oliveira fight for the belt. I could see him making that decision for this fight and getting a bigger payday with this than he would for that title fight.
True.
That's just,
I don't really got too much to say on it, man. Like, I haven't seen the back and forth, so the hype for me, like, really isn't
right.
It isn't there. I would much rather see if they want to put Conor in there with somebody. I would much rather see a Nate Diaz Conor fight, to be honest with you.
Right.
But I can see it. I can still see it being a fun fight. Stylistically, I still don't like it for Nate just because I just saw him versus Masvidal and that shit didn't work out. And Nate and Masvidal, Poirier and Masvidal kind of have the same boxing style. So I kind of feel like it'll probably go the same way.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. But then Nate has this long layoff too. So Poirier's on fire. Poirier's on fire right now.
Right.
I'm kind of in the same boat with Nate. Like, bro, if you want to fight somebody, I think who said this? I think it was Schaub who said it. He was like, bro, if you wanted to put Conor in there, you should have just put him in there with Nate, another guy who's had a long layoff so those two can kind of like figure it out against each other, and then the next fight you take like a Poirier or something like that.
Right.
I don't like this fight for Nate either. Like for real, to be honest with you, man.
So much going on at fucking lightweight. It's top division going in the UFC right now. It's so much shit. I fucking love it. I fucking as Nate was not someone who was like absolutely on my mind, but then it's like the more you think about it, it's like, wouldn't be mad. I'd be down to watch. It'd be a fun ass fight. So we'll see, because I'm sure over this next week, Dana gonna have some shit to say probably. They keep talking. Chandler's been talking. Chandler's been everywhere. Poirier's been everywhere. So like, feels like every week is just some more shit to say. So we'll see where it leads to.
Yeah, facts. All right, I guess next topic.
Everyone's favorite rainbow-haired warrior.
Well, I didn't hear about this either. Apparently, I've been paying attention strictly to Dustin Poirier. Apparently,
it's the number one thing. It is the number one thing going right now. It absolutely is. Sean O'Malley, Thomas Almeida, who at one point was Sean O'Malley. Like, Thomas Almeida came into the UFC as like, he's the next star. Man had, Jesus Christ. He was undefeated when he came in and won his first 4 UFC fights with 3 straight by knockout. Then he ran into Cody Garbrandt. That didn't go well. And he's been not great ever since. So now he's lost 4 or 5. He's lost 3 straight. 2 mostly good competition. 2 of the 3 losses were to Jimmy Rivera and Rob Font. So like not losing to just straight terrible people. But you've lost 3 straight. You've lost 4 or 5. And now they're throwing him in with Sean O'Malley. And we know why they're throwing him in with Sean O'Malley. Dana's trying to get his butt. Dana is doing what you want to do with fucking Conor. That's what Dana's trying to do here. He's trying to get his boy back on track. Which makes sense. Look, if you really think he's a star, you're going to do what you can to build him up and hopefully allow him to be that star. And I haven't cared for what I've seen from O'Malley since that loss.
Explain.
Because he's like denying the loss.
Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, he's like, I got hurt and this happened. Like he's just kind of acting as if, I lost, but it wasn't really a loss. Like Chito Vera was still beating you up before that shit kind of happened. Like let's calm it down a little bit. Like I haven't cared for the attitude that like I think he thinks like, oh, this was just an old injury and Marlon Vera hurt him. Like I think he's acting like, oh, it was just a thing. And I'm like, no, those kicks is what caused that shit. Those kicks is what deaded your leg, and like that's what happened. And then Vera whooped your ass. Like I've never cared for. One thing I've always given credit to Conor for is when he loses, he takes his losses.
Yeah, like a man, of course.
And I didn't see that, and that bothers me. Like I don't like. It's kind of the same like when Kobe lost and then to Usman, and he's kind of like, oh no, whatever. I didn't really break my nose. Like, no, there's pictures everywhere. We see it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just take your loss. Like, yeah, he got me, whatever, but I'm coming back. He's still, whatever he's called. Like, okay, like, take that. I haven't cared for what I've seen from O'Malley. And even though Almeida's on a losing streak, 17 of his 22 wins are by knockout. His foot was fucked up because of what Vera did. His foot was fucked up. Like when Carlos Condit and Woodley. Carlos Condit didn't just tear his ACL. Like, Woodley kicked the crap out of him until he got hurt. That's what I feel Chito Vera did. That's my personal opinion. I don't want to get into this whole explanation, but to me, just even still, like, I don't think I think he's a little bit desperate on trying to keep his star. And he's literally like, no, in my mind, I'm still undefeated. I'm 12-0. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stuff like that, I just don't care for stuff like that, personally.
And at the same time, even though he got injured, he still got finished. Like, let's not like, it wasn't like a submission or anything. No, he got fucking finished in there. So to me, his star is dimmed. Like, that's just me, bro. Like, you have to be undefeated for me. Like, the minute, as much as they were pushing Sean O'Malley, the minute he lost, am I going to be honest? I haven't really thought about Sean O'Malley since.
Right.
So I could kind of see the desperation on his part. Like, all right, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can kind of see it. But at the same time, he did get finished in there. So I don't get what, I don't get why he would act like he didn't lose. Like, it wasn't like he got hurt and then he went back to the corner and they were like, no, he can't come back out or some shit like that because he's hurt. If that happened, that would have been a different story. But
he's saying he got lucky. Like, like he said, like, I've just kind of like looked back and he's like, he kicked me here, he got lucky, and my ankle was a little loose, so then I sprained my ankle, and he got lucky when he kicked me in the nerve. And it's like, that wasn't by accident. We literally just saw Poirier do the same damn thing with these calf kicks to Conor. It was not an accident. You're kicking it there in order to have that effect that it had on him. Like,
right.
That I don't care for that. And that's not to say he's still not a great fighter and he could absolutely come here and get right back on track against Almeida. I just hope he's taking that in stride, more so doing this for the cameras, more so doing this as a way to try to, I'm still me, and then go out there and keep building this brand. I'm just not a fan of, he got lucky, whatever. I'm going to be a champ. He's going to be a journeyman. Like, you still lost. That don't take
right.
So hopefully he's on that, because he is entertaining as shit, and you need characters like that, in MMA. So I'm not rooting for him to fail or anything like that. I'm just, that's something that doesn't sit well with me, and doesn't make me look on you too tofavorably. Especially coming against someone who, like I said, this man is a knockout person. Almeida's not one to go in there and fuck around with. So if he's not on point, Almeida will fuck him up.
Who do you have winning?
I'm still gonna lean O-Malley right now, just because when you lose 3 straight the way Almeida has, I'm a little bit iffy on you really being able to turn that around. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked they didn't cut him. It feels like someone that they could have cut, but he's also still really young. I think he's still like only 29.
Right.
So he's still got plenty. We've seen it. Speaking of, like, kind of with Oliveira, that sometimes you take those struggles and then you learn, and he's young enough to be able to learn. But if I have to choose right now, I'm still going to lean on O'Malley.
I don't want to make my pick yet. Did they give a date?
UFC 260. So we got some time. That's on the Stipe and Ngannou.
The card's gonna be stacked if that's the Stipe and Ngannou card.
The Stipe and Ngannou, is that the Volkanovski fight? I believe. Mm-hmm. Volkanovski and what you call it?
Ortega.
Yeah, Volkanovski, Ortega, and then they've also done that's the Woodley Luque fighters on that card as well. Mm-hmm. So that card is looking fire. 259 got 3 fucking title fights. So that one one of them was Amanda Nunes, so that one's probably going to be a destruction. But The other two should be great. So,
but they got Amanda Nunes on that card too.
Yeah, it's the
Jesus
Izzy
Christ.
Blachowicz, Nunes, I think Megan Anderson, and Piotr Jan Aljamain is on that card for 259.
Okay. I guess I'll go with Sean for right now, man. But
yeah, we'll see.
Got to see the comeback.
Right.
All right, we have fights on Saturday.
It's actually a pretty damn good card.
I looked at the card. I'm about to look at it again, but I did look at the card.
First, the top couple of fights. Listen, you get Frankie Edgar. I'm always down to see Frankie Edgar, but I fucking love Frankie. Frankie's my guy. Main event: Alistair Overeem versus Alexander Volkov. I don't know if Overeem can still. I don't know.
Did he win his last fight?
Let me look.
Did Overeem win his last fight?
He's won his last two.
Yeah, I was about to say he won his last two, actually.
He beat Walt Harris and Augusto Sakai, which was decent. And he was beating Rosenstrike. He got caught with 5 seconds left. But he was winning that fight. Like, clear as day, he was winning that fight. Had he not lost that fight, he'd have won 5 straight. So that was kind of that was a huge step. He'd probably have gone a completely different trajectory. I like Volkov. I like Volkov's striking. Volkov is a really good striker. And I think where he usually struggles is with wrestlers. And to his credit, Overeem has shown that he'll do that from time to time as well.
Yeah.
He can take you down and control you on the ground. And I'll give him credit for that. And I think if he does that, then I could see him taking it through that. But I think I can't believe I'm going to fucking say this. I think if it's mostly a striking match, I think Volkov could have the advantage. Maybe not the advantage, but I could see like that Walt Harris fight. I got to go back and watch it again. But I remember kind of going, oh shit. Like Volkov can really, she's almost kind of like what people wanted Stefan Struve to be, but a couple inches shorter because he's 6'7". He's tall, mother. So I kind of see him kind of in that mode. Like if Struve ever could have gotten hands like that, he'd be Volkov.
Right.
And I like what I've seen from him. I'm gonna lean Volkov finishing Overeem. I could see Overeem using his wrestling and really trying to control him. Volkov would have, what Curtis Blades, what the fuck Curtis Blades is going to do. Sits there and holds you down and not do shit. He was beating like Overeem with Rosenstrike. Volkov was clearly beating Derek Lewis until he got caught with 5 seconds left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
So Volkov, I've been impressed with what he's shown. And I think if he's able to stay on his feet, I think he's going to be able to finish Overeem. I'll say round 3.
Round 3?
Yeah, round 3.
I'm picking the Reem, man. Fuck it. Picking the Reem. Crazy. I got Reem second round knockout. Fuck it.
Wow. All right. I wasn't interesting.
Got Reem second round knockout, bro.
Maybe I'm underselling him. I might be underselling him. I don't know.
It's Overeem.
We've seen Overeem get knocked the fuck out many a times.
That is true. But I mean, name the people he's got knocked out from. I mean, can you blame it?
Okay, yeah, Rosenstruck and Ngannou were like the brain damage ones.
Okay, yeah.
Hold up. Stipe. Didn't Travis Brownie upkick him? Someone upkicked him. Mean upkicked him.
It knocked him out?
Hold up. Stipe. Yeah, Travis Brownie. Travis Brownie did him bad with the front kick. Bigfoot Silva held him up so he could keep punching him in the face.
Yeah, there were some bad ones. Yeah, okay, I remember that one. Okay.
Bigfoot, and he was winning that fight. Once Bigfoot got him, he was out on the fence, and Bigfoot was like, "Nah, you're not going down." Oh shit! I forgot about that fight.
He got some pretty bad knockouts, man. He got some pretty bad knockouts. But I like what I saw against Walt Harris.
Right.
I even like what I saw against Rosenstruck. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like he's kind of like if I could compare him to another fighter, I would say light heavyweight. What's his face? What's his face? Huh? Who's being passed up? Who's being passed up right now?
Oh, Glover.
Right. So like he's kind of got that Glover kind of rejuvenation going on,
and like
you know what I'm saying, like
game, like Glover has to. I'll give you that.
I just feel like him and Glover kind of like on the same. Seems like they starting to figure shit out again. They feel rejuvenated. I don't know. I got Overeem on this one, man. I got Overeem on this one.
I wouldn't be mad. Like I wouldn't be shocked if Overeem wins it. I just, like I said before, I could see it being as more of a like I'm gonna control him on the ground. That's been a struggle for Volkov, and Overeem is still a massive individual who can do some shit like that. So I could see it going like that. But I rock with Volkov, so I'm sticking with Volkov.
All right.
Co-main event. Frankie Edgar, my boy. I love Frankie. That is my guy. Back down at 135. He beat, was it Pedro Munoz in his first fight at 135. Looked great in that fight. That was a really good fight. Taking on Corey Sandhagen, who just almost kicked Marlon Moraes' head off the last time he fought. This is probably going to be fight of the night. Like, this is a potential real, like, Frankie is always with the action. And Sandhagen's good. I mean, Aljo fucked him up in that, like, 45 seconds or whatever the fuck he did in that fight. But aside from that, like, he beat shit out of pretty much everybody else. Like, I did not think he was going to beat Marlon Moraes like that. I thought Moraes was going to wreck him.
Yeah, but I haven't really liked what I've been seeing from Marlon Moraes the past few fights, actually, to be real. So
since that fight, it's really been since the Cejudo fight.
Yeah, since he fought the GOAT.
The GOAT of what? Stop it. Just fucking him up.
The savior.
Okay.
Just move on. I don't feel like doing this with you today, man. Just
Who you got? Who you got?
I'm gonna flip a coin. What is it? I got a coin. I don't have a coin. I'm gonna go with Frankie, man. I'm gonna just go with Frankie, man. Like it's like I just got loyalty to certain fighters, man. Like I just don't want to see you go out like that. And plus, like I said, like I didn't really like what I saw from Marlon Moraes the past couple fights, man. He kind of looked like his head really is fucked up from that Cejudo fight, man. Because people been knocking this dome off lately. I don't know. I got Frankie. Fuck it. I'm gonna pick Frankie. I'm gonna go with the old heads this card, yo. I'm gonna go with the old heads this card, bro.
I'm rocking with Frankie too. That's my guy.
Because Frankie about that. You said, Frankie about that action, bro. So
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I'm not gonna pretend to be the biggest Sandhagen fan, but he's really, really fucking good. I don't think he's on the level of normal Frankie, but I don't know if Frankie is still even as good as he looked against Munoz. I'm not sure if he's at that level. I mean, he's older. He shouldn't be, but
right.
we talking about top level 135 here. I think Sandhagen's like number 3 or something in that division. It's really fucking high. But he's number 2. It's just Aljo and Jan in front of him.
Yeah.
So, this is a huge. I mean, Munoz ain't no joke either. But
if Frankie beats him, is he next?
Probably. It'd be him or because Cody hasn't fought here. Oh, no, Cody was going to go down 125, so never mind. Yeah, if Cody isn't, then yes, absolutely. That'd be the only other person who could even try to say something. I think he'd need to win another fight.
Right.
So yeah, I think whoever won, this is basically a number 1 contender fight.
Right.
More or less. He's 2, Frankie's 4. So this is pretty much a number 1 contenders fight. I feel like I'm being more emotional in picking Frankie.
Yeah, obviously. Me too. Me too, bro. Like I just both picks. Both picks I feel that way, man.
We'll see. I'm sticking with Frankie, but Sandhagen is dangerous. And I feel like I'm almost a little. The first time I really, really watched Sandhagen was that Aljamain fight. So I almost feel like that kind of clouded my judgment of like, dog, you got washed. Like, and I feel like because of that, I'm underplaying him because I thought Moraes was going to run through him, and he didn't. And he fucked Moraes up. And not even on some Moraes looked good until he gassed like he did against Cejudo or he did against was that Aldo, I think it was, that he also did the same thing. Like, nah, Sandhagen was just fucking him up. Excuse me, pause. Sandhagen was just destroying him like that. It's just but I'm sticking with Frankie because this is when Frankie usually comes up. This is exactly, I don't know. This is a whole different level bet. And Frankie goes the fuck off. So I'm still rocking with Frankie.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of Cody's fights, like when he was first coming up, a couple of knockouts.
Yeah, I know I've watched them. Right. Yeah. I've watched them for sure. But it was kind of like, okay. And especially at that time when it was like, yeah, all of y'all are still kind of away from the main title picture. It's kind of like, okay, I'll keep an eye on you. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But that algebra was the first time. And that was his biggest stage. That was pay-per-view.
Right.
Huge pay-per-view. I went over a friend's house that he didn't even watch MMA like that. But like that was that the I know Nunes was on that card and someone else too. I can't remember. But that's whatever. I got Frankie. You can't choose simply the vet on third fight because it's 2 vets. Michael Johnson, Clay Guida. Style on both sides.
That's the third fight?
That's the third fight.
I don't see it up here.
I have it on Sherdog. Unless that fight got lost, I've got it here on Sherdog.
Swear to God, I'm on.
Are you on UFC?
They got that on the prelims.
Really?
I switched over to preliminary card, and I see Michael Johnson versus Clay Guida on the preliminary card.
I did not know that. Okay, well, That's still the next best fight to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's wild. It has it third on Sherdog. That's crazy. I mean, there's a couple other like Alexander Pantoja. That like he's a potential guy. Benil Dariush, I've always been good. Diego Ferreira, like that's a good fight too. But yeah, well, fuck it. The prelim headliner. Who you got?
I got Michael Johnson.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to.
Why are you checking me? I'm like, no, I got Michael Johnson for sure.
Yeah, nah. I mean, they're both a little older, but yeah, I'm still rocking with it. Gotta be. It's you gotta rock with Mike. Clay Guida's gonna do what Clay Guida does.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's super weird. I met him once.
Really?
Met him once in Chicago. We took a trip. Me and some friends took a trip. The main point was to go to the Cowboys-Packers game. They were Packers fans, so we were going to go up to go watch the game in Green Bay. Way, way more expensive to fly up to Green Bay because there's nothing else in Green Bay. So we flew to Chicago, spent Saturday in Chicago, and then we're going to drive up on Sunday. And he's from Chicago. And by pure luck, the Dodgers were playing game 1 of the NLCS that Saturday against the Cubs. By pure chance, the Airbnb that we booked in Chicago was literally around the corner from Wrigley Field. So we packed our Dodgers stuff just in case, and we went down there to like all the bars. We were just kicking it into all the bars. It's like a row of bars across from Wrigley Field, and he was in one of those bars, and we all we'd like to. Well, me and my homegirl, we knew who the fuck he was because she does MMA too. So she's like, "Holy shit, it's Clay Guida!" He's got his fucking Cub jersey, his shit on. He was super cool then. And then we ended up biting the bullet and paying way too much for tickets to go watch the Dodgers Cubs. Because how many chances are you going to get to go to Wrigley Field and Lambeau Field in one weekend? Right. So we did that shit.
Right.
But Clay, he was super cool as shit. He was getting fucked up. Because it's like, he said, who's these random motherfuckers in Dodgers jerseys, no less, in fucking Chicago a goddamn hour before the game. Right. Take his picture. But he was cool as shit when I met him. So I always fucked with him. I'm kind of surprised he still has a job. But it's one of those, look, Dana will be loyal to those people like him. He ain't going to give you the shots, but he will be loyal a lot of times to guys like him. I think someone like Cerrone will be the exact same. As long as you keep
I hope Cerrone hangs it up. I think it's done, bro.
I think what I was always going to say, I think as long as you kind of show you still got you still look decent enough, I think Dana will still give those guys like that fights. As opposed to, hey, Chuck, you didn't got your soul lifted 3 fights in a row. It's about time.
Yeah.
Rich Franklin broke his arm and knocked you out with the other one. Let's maybe hang it up, Chuck.
Right. And I think all the fights I see with Clay, they usually go the distance. So it's not like he's not like he's getting knocked out or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He's losing decisions. So
he never gets knocked. He hardly ever gets knocked out.
Because he moves weird. Like he's hard.
No, but I'll never forget that that Diego Sanchez fight. He got kicked clean in the face. And just I'm not even sure it dropped him. If it did, he popped right back up.
That fight happened recently, right?
No, Clay Guida Diego Sanchez was years ago.
That was years ago? Okay.
Unless they did a rematch.
I think they did. I think they did do a rematch, and that one was garbage. But like, I think they did do a rematch.
He's got a.
Unless I'm tripping.
Well, he kind of took some time off, but since he's been fighting recently, since 2019, he beat BJ Penn. Jesus Christ, BJ. Lost to Jim Miller, lost to Bobby Green, who's also like the most boring fighter ever.
Yeah.
He's got only 2 losses by knockout TKO. One of them was to T-City. T-City finished Clay Guida and Frankie Edgar. Get the fuck out. God damn, that shit's... Yeah, that's some power.
Yeah. Well, I got T-City beating the shit out of the midget, so I think...
You think he's taking out Volkan?
He's beating the shit out of that midget, man. Stop it.
All right.
Stop it.
Still got some time.
All T-City? You can cut all of his hair off? Oh, he's stressed. No.
We'll see.
Oh, you got Volkanovski?
Beat Max.
He didn't beat Max.
He beat him the first time.
That first one's still a little dicey for me, but
He beat him the first time.
Okay, it's still a little dicey for me, but okay. He didn't win the second time. I don't care what the judges thought. He didn't win the second time.
You see what Max did to everybody else.
Yeah, Max going.
You see what Max does to everybody else.
Yeah, but he didn't look that way against Volkanovski either.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, still, like, nah. He still won the second fight. Like, he still won the second. Like,
it wasn't dominant. He didn't destroy him. I think he won, but it wasn't like, holy shit, he just clearly won 4 or 5 of these rounds, and they just straight up just like, it was a good fight. It was still a really good fight. Volkanovski didn't get outclassed. I think he lost, but he didn't just get outclassed. And Max is outclassing everyone else at that weight. Like, nah, we're not. I'm not doing Volkanovski like that. Nope. And he trained with Stylebender, so I'm rocking with him.
What?
I'm rocking with them.
Man's got wait. No. You don't.
Volkanovski rocks. That's Volkanovski. That's all part. That's the 3 is Stylebender, Volkanovski, and Hooker. They all training down there.
Oh, well, that shit didn't help Hooker. So
Hooker is the young kid. He's
Stop it! No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
That camp still got 2 champs. Okay, you get to pick the brain of Izzy on a regular basis. I like your fucking chances. All right.
Yeah, Dan Hooker didn't have the same opportunity. He just circled the one side. He didn't have the same opportunity. Come on, man. Stop it.
I don't know why Hooker just kept circling.
He just circled to one. He just circled to the right the whole time. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah, Stylebender certainly rubbing off on them paws. Okay, right. No, I got T-City. I got T-City because I want Max to get his title. I got T-City because I want Max to get his title back. Period.
I got Volkan.
So you got Max moving up then, because he's not fighting Max again.
Yes, I do. I told you that already. I already told you that. I told you that wouldn't happen. I told you that the fight they need to make next is Max and Conor. You already know I got Max moving up. You trying to duck that one. You trying to stay away from that one.
Why would no? What? Stop it. No, it's not. We're not doing my man's Conor like that. Like what? Like no, man. No way.
You're Conor McGregor. You don't get easy fights.
Well, don't hold him out for a whole fucking year without a fight then.
COVID held him out.
It won't. No. Dana held him out.
Whatever. Stop trying to save your boy.
Nah.
Keep trying to save your boy.
Whatever, yo. Whatever. You got anything else? You got any positive words? I'm not doing this with you, man.
Black History Month is not just February. Learn your Black history every month. I'll leave it at that. And Gerard, what we putting on this game tonight? Leave it at that.
When's the date for the Nets and Lakers? Well, you said it's
2 weeks.
The 19th, the 18th.
18th. 2 weeks.
18th. Oh, okay. So we just beat the Clippers, right? You saw that?
I saw that. It's cute.
Okay. I
watched the game. They don't defend like we do, but that was impressive. It was a good.
Kawhi Leonard. What you mean they don't defend like y'all?
The Clippers don't defend as good as we do. They don't. We're not getting into this. We can get into this discussion after the fact. We're not. It's not even a question. They don't defend as good as we do. It's not even.
You can watch Bron switch off of every screen that they set for KD. That's what we're gonna watch.
He ain't gonna be guarding KD in the first place.
Who gonna be guarding KD? Do not give me this Anthony Davis bullshit guarding KD.
If you don't have him guarding AD, and if you don't have AD guarding him, then AD's gonna be guarding Joe Harris, trying to run him off screens. You have a small lineup. KD is your power forward.
AD is guarding DeAndre. That's who AD is.
DeAndre not even starting right now. I just saw Jeff Green.
That was just for one game because they had Ibaka. That's why. It was a matchup. It was a better matchup.
It better be. You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait to see Jeff Green trying to stick with Trez down on the block. Trez going to get 15 rebounds with Jeff Green, little ass, trying to box him out. I can't wait. This is going to be a problem.
Man, he can have all the rebounds that he wants. Y'all niggas better be ready to score 150.
I'm not scoring. No one scores that on us. It's not going to happen.
What?
No, you're not. You're not getting that point. You're not.
Minimum 135 on y'all.
You'll be lucky to get to 120.
Stop it, Corey. All right, that's it. I'm ending.
You'll be lucky to get
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough, Corey. That's it. You any more words from you, Corey? We only gonna put up 120. The Nets only gonna put up 120.
Max.
You you talking shit. All right, that's it. I'm out of here, y'all. I got nothing else to say to this nigga. I'm speechless right now because he know that's bullshit. All right.
Okay.
But I'm out.
Y'all.
See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.